was just kind of obsessed with it. And then lo and behold, here we are. Quarantine pandemic happened, and I had a whole lot of extra time on my hands, and I learned how to do some makeup, and I learned how to do some wigs and costumes. And fortunately, I live in a house with some housemates who are musicians, and
Mhm.
my co-hosts on the podcast. And so we have been doing a Thursday night live concert on the internet every Thursday night since quarantine began,
Mhm.
and I started coming to those shows in drag, and that was really where I learned to do all this
Oh,
silliness.
nice. So you first got into drag for that concert, or?
Well, no, the first time in drag was Halloween. You
Of
know,
course, of course.
every Halloween, a new drag queen is born, and I'm one of those. So I went as a witch, and I was very excited. You know, it's like it's that Halloween's the time when it's safe to play with gender and explore some things. And so I went as a witch named Mahulda Dratch, and she's a mess. You know, those pictures are a delight to look back on. But
Right.
it was the Halloween before, you know, it was 2019, so 2020 rolled around, and yeah, and I was stuck at home, and I had done it a couple times up to that point, just at home, just playing with makeup, and once quarantine really hit and we were in lockdown, I was like, well, I'm gonna take this opportunity and start playing around. So that's
Right.
the funny thing about Flamey. Like, it was my little safe project. I didn't
Mm.
want to share it with anybody. I didn't even, like I said, I didn't even tell my husband for months that I had the Instagram account, but I was like posting my little looks on there, and and yeah, I just never intended for, despite the fact that I chose a drag name like Flamey Grant that so clearly has ties to an evangelical upbringing, and there's
Mhm.
so much culture around American Christianity and the little subcultures that we created in the 80s and 90s, and that still happen, obviously. um, Even though I picked that myself, I still didn't want for Flamey to be part of the work I was doing with Heathen, or just any of my spiritual deconstruction, any of that. I was like, this is just for me. I just want to like have some fun, pretty makeup, and just learn some new skills.
Mhm.
Um, so, and it was for a while, and then my my friend Kate, who is the pastor of the church that I attend now, not the same church that I moved here to start. Um, she uh, y- I was doing Flamey on Thursday nights on our little live show. So she had come out, like Flamey was out in the world, and I was like, okay, this is great. Like I don't know where it's gonna go, but I'm gonna just follow this dream, follow this thread.
Right.
And it was my friend Kate who said, why don't we have Flamey come give the sermon one Sunday morning?
Mm.
We broadcast our church services from our basement here in this house because um, we were set up for it, and so I was like, I don't know what that's going to look like. Hi, Paul. Um, I don't know what it looks like for Flamey to give a Sunday morning message, and our church is
Mm.
very non-traditional anyway. I mean, it's a they call it a progressive Christian church, but at the end of the day, you don't have to believe any specific creed to
Right.
just be fully embraced and be part of this family and this community, which is the reason that I'm there, because
Mhm.
I do not have a creed in that sense. And so I was like, well, what would I talk about? What would that look like? And that is where the TikTok video that you played at the intro to this conversation, that's where that came from. It was
Mhm.
me playing with um, what it would look like for a drag queen to talk about her spiritual experience.
Oh wow.
And I posted that, and then I woke up the next morning and had texts from my sister and all these other people, and they were like, so your
Mm.
video's kind of hopping, it's kind of going viral.